general nerdery.
These shoes fit perfectly. Sorry, I really wanted to start this one.
You have at it. I just was waiting for you to point at me, and suddenly you were talking. God, Paul McGann is so good. This movie that we'll talk about soon is so bad. It's real bad. But
there's worse episodes of Doctor Who.
Yeah, but
I will watch this 100 times before I rewatch Fear Her.
I'm with you on that one. Welcome to General Nerdery. We're your generals of nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And with us again is our friend Hydee.
Hi.
Hi, Hydee.
Hi, Hydee. We are back to talk more Doctor Who, in case you didn't catch that by talking about Doctor Who already. In this case, specifically the 1996 made-for-TV on the Fox Channel on the Fox Channel Doctor Who.
I think
failed TV pilot.
It was specifically when Fox had an actual TV movie division.
Yeah, it's a lot. We're gonna discuss that. I'll actually talk some of the behind the scenes stuff more than we usually do.
Ooh, actually, I have some of the behind the scenes stuff too.
There's some fun stuff on this one. This whole thing is an experience. But before that,
yes.
We actually have a few things to talk about. First, we're going to get through, literally last night was the Oscars.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. Cool, now we're done with that.
Okay.
I had to mention it because literally since last night, every time I open my phone, that's the only clip I've seen.
The only thing the internet and my job could talk about today. And I don't give a fuck.
Over it.
All right, next up.
Oh, and Hans Zimmer won his second Oscar. Good for him. I'm mostly going to mention that because I loved Dune, and he definitely deserves it for Dune.
Dune win 2 or 3 Oscars?
Probably. Too? That's the only one I heard about because Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. So
and there was a very sweet moment that got overshadowed because Liza Minnelli was on as an announcer, but she's 75 and not fully there anymore and in a wheelchair. I mean, it happens. She's 75.
Yeah.
And she got a little confused because 75 and health issues. And Lady Gaga was an absolute fucking champion of helping her out without belittling her as it's going on and stuff. And got caught on an open mic being like, I got your back. And it was just very sweet.
It's very sweet.
It is the one clip of the Oscars I actually did watch, so...
See, I hadn't actually heard anything about that yet. The other thing that I caught was Questlove winning an Oscar, which, that's amazing. Good for him.
Yes.
Especially, on a night where the Will Smith thing happened. They're both famous for being from Philly, so...
What did Questlove win an Oscar for?
He did a documentary, and I think...
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Has a music doc, and I don't think he won best documentary, but I think he got something having to do with the music in the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up again. All I know is that he got one, and I'm really happy for him. So
yeah, no. Do we have anything else on the Oscars? Literally, we just kind of couldn't not mention it.
Encanto won Best Animated.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah, I still haven't watched Encanto.
It's amazing.
What won Best Picture?
I don't know. Something named
Was it
Coda.
Coda? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So not what everyone was guessing.
What were they expecting?
Not Coda. I can't remember what name I heard being brought up.
Okay. I want to say, what is it? That Army of the Dead or something won something too. The
No shit.
Let me look this up. Okay. I know Zack Snyder came up because they were like, choose your favorite cheer out loud moment, and the Snyder Bros got real excited about a Flash moment in Justice League. It was when he enters the Speed Force, which was...
Oh,
I mean, it's a good moment, but by that point, we have seen... I mean, listen to our episode. We have seen so many slow-mo for 45 minutes at that point in the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, it was a shame that wasn't in the original cut, though.
Oh,
that was
it's
a good
another
little scene.
Fan favorite. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead wins first ever Oscar Fan Favorite Award. So, another one of those you were talking about before we started recording. The Oscars has started giving ways that fans can vote awards, but without actually having to give out any Oscars.
Yeah, they're trying to be more populist without actually being more populist and making really weird decisions. They expanded the Best Picture category, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, from 5 entries to 10, just so that people would stop whining that blockbusters weren't making it on there. But then they've used that extended category to still not put blockbusters on there.
I mean, our podcast is a good 45% blockbusters and then bad 90s TV shows and comic books. But those aren't Oscar movies unless you're looking at, like, special effects or...
They're not Oscar movies past, like, 1970s and the sort of indie revolution from then, where people started really trying to become auteurs and getting all fucking high and mighty about their cinema.
I don't have a problem.
Because look at how many sword and sandal fucking pictures used to be.
That's true. And I don't actually mind either way. I don't really care about the Oscars, so I don't really care if, like, who wins, other than, hey, good for you, like, get recognition.
I care more on the fact that it tends to boil down to genre bias and technophobia.
I'll give you that.
But that's as much as I care about.
The kind of closest thing I come in is I get real annoyed when people are like, ugh, Marvel movies aren't cinema. It's fine if you don't like them. I understand why someone wouldn't like them. But, like... It's usually people that do, like, schlocky gangster movies for the first half of their career. Great, man. Have fun with that. But, like, we're all watching trash. Mm-hmm. I've considered watching or starting Gotham recently. I know what I'm getting into.
Oh, yeah. That show is fucking trash.
Sometimes trash is just what you fucking want while the world's exploding around us.
That's true.
But, yeah, I don't know. I was actually reading some kind of fun, like, think pieces and people's opinions about some of that stuff online yesterday, and people pointing out, like, they dismiss fucking Avengers movies, which, that's fine, they are just kind of popcorn cinema, but a lot of those same people will raise up something like Joker, which is also an effects movie, except instead of the effects being explosions, they're, let's make this look like 1970s Scorsese. But
then Scorsese will be shitty about it. Like, yeah. Oh, God, the Joker. Oh, God.
It's not any deeper than Avengers or Black Panther or... actually, arguably, Black Panther is like 10 times deeper.
No, Black Panther actually deserves consideration for a lot of stuff. It was an amazing movie. We did an episode on it once in the day.
Anyway, fuck the Oscars in general. Yeah. I kind of don't like them, but...
We had a couple of trailers. There's a bunch of Moon Knight trailers coming out because that drops in like 3 days. It'll be out by the time this episode's out. We didn't watch any of them because we've reached the point of like...
I did personally watch one of the clips, but...
Yeah, I think
like,
I saw
it was cool.
One thing.
I'm super excited for it. It looks way different than the other Marvel TV stuff we've gotten so far.
We were talking about this before we started recording. I still haven't watched all of the Marvel TV stuff. I'm going to put on Moon Knight probably the day it comes out. Have you seen any of this?
Yes.
Okay. I know that... No, you're fine. You don't have to, like...
yeah,
you look terrified.
I've seen... I haven't watched all the Moon Knight trailers, but I saw all of WandaVision, which was amazing.
Yeah. Oof. That show is so good.
Yeah. It's really good. I cried a lot.
Ooh, that show's good.
They did confirm that it's going to have, like, the same rating as The Punisher, which is pissing off some Disney's for Kids fans, but, like...
Well, so I haven't went into it, but I know that the Disney Plus app had to change the way that their parental settings were configured because they added the Netflix Marvel shows.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of those that I would not show to my, like, 5-year-old niece.
Oh, yeah, God. Mostly Iron Fist because it's terrible.
Well, yeah, I was like...
Unrelated reasons.
I was like, some are just really bad. Like, painfully bad.
But...
Mostly Iron Fist.
Yeah. And later parts of Jessica Jones, so that first season is fantastic.
Yeah.
Daredevil season 2, about half of it, yeah. But this is we're just
any part the Punisher isn't in,
any part Kingpin isn't in. But this is just throwing stones at like a 5-year-old TV show now. Mm-hmm. What else? We did watch a couple of trailers. So we watched Lightyear.
Yeah, they dropped a new Lightyear clip. Which
is it just called Lightyear? I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I mean, I still haven't watched the last Toy Story.
Neither have I.
Really,
I do wonder if this was like, hey, Chris Evans will bring in more than Tim. What's his name?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
No, I think it's literally they don't want to work with Tim.
Or
Allen.
They don't because Tim Allen's a dickbag.
Why would you? Yeah. The only reason I want to see Lightyear is because they're supposed to be the first same-sex kiss in an animated Pixar film.
Cool.
And yeah, apparently Disney was going to take it out, and then a lot of people were like, "What are you doing?" So they're like, "Oh, it's back in. Don't worry.
Don't worry, it's okay."
So,
It's weird because part of me is like, why are you doing this? But there was a kids cartoon from when I was young that they showed on like ABC in the mornings that was Buzz Lightyear of Star Command that was the same idea with a completely different storyline. But there's also like, let's see the Buzz that the toy is based off of. So I don't know why it bothered me at first, but...
See, I totally forgot that existed.
Well, it's very forgettable if we're being 100% honest with you.
I don't know if I knew it existed, so...
I mean, it's kind of like how there was... I think it was on, like, at 7 in the morning, and I was usually up by, like, 7:30 for whatever cartoon that came on that I cared about.
Right.
You know?
So if you woke up early, you'd catch it?
Yeah, I'd catch, like, the last couple minutes and be like, I don't know what's happening here.
I get that. I get that.
But Beast Wars is on soon. I'm more interested than I was before, but admittedly some of that is I just like David Bowie, and David Bowie was playing in the background, so that wins me over pretty easily.
And there was a cute robot cat. I mean...
The cute robot cat probably sold me on more than anything else.
Yeah, the Bowie song and the cat.
Yeah. Not like the other trailer we watched, Sonic 2... I didn't
care. You are weirdly excited about this one.
It partially ties into what I've been watching this week, I'll admit.
Okay.
Like, when we get to the what you've been ingesting, it'll make a little bit more sense. But Idris Elba as Knuckles. Knuckles was my favorite part of the Sonic franchise to begin with. He was always my favorite character to play with.
And if there is one truth of the General Nerdery podcast, it is that you are in love with Idris Elba.
If you make Idris fucking Knuckles, I am there. I'm gonna watch the first one just so that I can go into this one with knowledge. Like,
I mean, it was where you said that, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm less excited about you, than you are, but like Idris, I like, and Knuckles, I fucking loved as a kid. So.
Mm-hmm. That being said, I'm probably still not going to see it in the theaters. I'm just excited that it's happening.
The thing that caught me on this is, as I talked about, I watched Batman Forever this year, and I actually really enjoyed Jim Carrey's The Riddler, and I went, I'm getting some Jim Carrey Riddler vibes again. Like, that might sell me on this. Jim Carrey plays a decent supervillain in, like, the super camp way.
Mm-hmm. I like the first half of his performance as the Riddler, and then he just turns into 90s Jim Carrey for the rest of the movie.
Okay, yes.
I agree with
that. The moment
yeah.
he loses the suit and goes into, like, the super cat suit, and then, like, especially the sparkly cat suit scene, we're done. I'm sorry.
But before that, like, there's a little bit of Frank Gorshin mixed in there, but it's still Jim Carrey, but...
Who was... Oh, God, I can't think of his name. The other guy that played him, I just realized...
John Astin.
Yes! Fucking... Gomez Adams was the Riddler, and that's my favorite new fact for like one episode of Batman 66.
Yeah, because Gorshin wanted to get paid more money.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
That show, man.
I'm pretty sure that's the thing. I was listening to... During the pandemic, when one of the podcasts I normally listen to they always record live, and they couldn't. Like, because the club that they were recorded at was shut down.
Yeah, no,
they switched the format of the entire show to being a commentary about Batman 66 until the club opened back up.
God, actually what my intro was going to be today, before you got excited about shoes,
they fit perfectly.
They fit perfectly. It is a good bit. I was listening to another podcast talking about, like, they were trying to not talk about COVID. Because they were, when it first kicked in, we had that same thing. We weren't sure how much we wanted to bring it up, like how much it would kind of permanently age us in this era.
Right.
And then as I've been listening through, I hear them just increasingly be like, fuck, we don't care anymore. We just need to let this out. I'm like, damn, son. Like, I don't think we've not mentioned COVID once in like 2 years now.
Well, we talk about entertainment and keeps affecting shit.
Oh, yeah.
It exists. I mean,
not much to do about it. Like,
it's a thing.
Either that or we miss a recording because one of us gets COVID. Like,
has happened more than once at this point.
Should we go ingesting?
Yeah.
Get past the news. I'm not gonna lie. I have a little bit more than normal because I took off this entire week from work.
Go ahead.
So, although not as much as you would expect, I did finish the latest Assassin's Creed DLC. The ending was underwhelming, but I still think it's my second favorite of the DLCs, with France being very firmly in last place. it introduced a lot of cool shit that I just wish they would have introduced sooner so that I could use it more in the game, rather than like finally getting my Eivor set up exactly the way I want and having no content to use her on.
See, I didn't understand that, but I do understand the concept of, man, this DLC would have been so cool if it was part of the original game. Because, like, Pokemon Sword and Shield had that. I was like, this island's amazing. And I show up and I'm like, oh, I am so overpowered for all of this.
Oh, I'm insanely overpowered right now, too. I kicked up the difficulty almost all the way for the DLC, and, like, I still was barely getting touched. Mm-hmm. There's not real levels in the game. There's, like, you have your skill tree, and every time you put a point in your skill tree, it adds to your power level. Yeah. Every time you gain a level, you get 2 skill points. Until you max out your skill tree, then you get 1 mastery point.
So it's not so much like, I'm a level 12 assassin, but, like, I'm real goddamn good at stabbing people.
Yeah, so I did the math. I'm power level 535, having maxed out the entire skill tree, and then I have 114 mastery points past that.
So you are... Well, this is what you get for being a 100%er, to be honest.
Which I'm probably not going to do now, just because there's no challenge to the game anymore. I don't know, maybe still, because it's also... I'm close enough to 100% that if I put in an afternoon, I could probably just finish it off. I was going to
say, you say that, but I've known you for a while now, my guy.
It's going to take a minute, though, because I did just download Elden Ring.
Well, say goodbye to what free time you had.
Yeah. I've only put 2 hours into that so far, though, so I can't really say too much about that. I did go see The Batman, which I am going to hold off saying too much on because we do have an upcoming episode planned.
In about a month
to talk more about it.
Because I'm not going to the theaters.
The one thing I will say, just because it was my first thought, and after having seen it, I went home and I'm like, cool, now I can read some of these reviews that I've been holding off on because I wanted to see it first. And every single one of them included some variation of my thought about it. And it's that if Chris Nolan tried to make a real Batman, this one tries to just take the Batman comics and make them real.
I can kind of see what you're saying with that one. Did you like it?
Yeah, loved it.
Cool.
Mostly loved it. I'm more excited to see where it goes next.
That's fair. The one thing I will say, and we'll get into this.
Long.
The two things I will say, I am not
long.
interested in like a 3-hour movie, just by nature. And the two, I will die on this hill. Fuck the Riddler costume.
I think, without getting too much into it, I think you're going to enjoy the 3 hours more than you think you're going to, because the way it plays out is like they just adapted a 5-issue miniseries.
Fair enough.
All of it. That's the problem. They didn't keep it in like a cinematic format. Oh. They just adapted a 5-issue miniseries.
It's like when people tell me that you can only watch the extended edition of Lord of the Rings. I'm like, man, I have shit to do. I'm sorry, I interrupted you there.
I was just going to say that Zoe Kravitz is incredible.
Yes.
Just completely phenomenal.
Best Catwoman.
Yes.
Best
Hands
Catwoman.
down. I could just, I could
definitely...
3 hours of her is totally fine.
Yeah. And
she's the part I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
Pattinson's all right.
Yeah, he's fine.
It was going to be,
He's Batman, but it's fine.
Yeah. Nothing bad about his version of Batman, just didn't blow my skirt up either.
Yeah.
Other than the way he moved, like, he's fucking straight up Batman, just walking around that place. Okay, watched all of Our Flag Means Death. Did not, I mean, I know that you haven't finished it yet. You already mentioned you've been spoiled on it.
You've never even heard of this. Do you care if we spoil you
on
like the final?
Look, I don't want to go too much into details because I'm sure this is a show that we can eventually just make an entire episode out of very easily.
To suggest it.
But I did not know we were getting the queer romantic comedy pirate show.
Yeah. Starring Rhys Darby and Taika Waititi.
Okay, see, now I'm interested.
Yeah, see?
Now I said that. Like, wait a minute.
You want to not be spoiled on the end, skip forward like a minute in the podcast. Sorry, guys. The final scene has Taika Waititi and Rhys Darby kissing in a romantic...
Oh, no, that's not the last scene.
Not the last scene, but in the last episode.
Ooh, no, I think that happens the episode before.
Towards the goddamn end of this thing. And I'm real into it. I do continue to think it's... And this, I'm going to say, one, all about the queer romance, especially with pirates, because it was much more common than we thought. And 2, Taika Waititi's Blackbeard is 100% of the reason I wanted to watch this show.
He's so good.
I'm
The show kicks up like 5 notches as soon as he's in every episode.
And I'm down. I don't want to insult Rhys Darby. He does a great job with it, but like Taika as Blackbeard. But I think it's so weird to, I'm going to say romanticize Blackbeard, but I don't mean like have him kiss a dude. I mean like...
Yeah, make him...
Yeah, make him a protagonist. Blackbeard, even though he's not as bad as the legends say, he was a piece of shit.
Well, yeah.
And, like, some of the real stuff that he did, I'm not going into because I don't want to put trigger warnings on this podcast. So, like...
It's also heavily implied that him and Calico Jack had a thing in one of the episodes.
Good.
Good for them.
Calico Jack Rackham is also a piece of shit.
I mean,
he's only...
pirates weren't good people.
Yes, I know, but for pirates, Calico Jack Rackham was a piece of shit. Like
by pirate standards?
And he was also a bad pirate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason we remember him is because Anne Bonny and Mary Read, the 2 women pirates that we know for sure were women pirates... arguably trans, but there's just too much going on to actually be able to make that claim one way or the other. Right. So, like, I guess your headcanon is real, is where I'm going to go with that one.
Right.
But, like, he is famous because he brought his girlfriend on board and then found out later that one of his crewmates was also a woman after his girlfriend tried to seduce her, not knowing she was a woman. And she had to be like, so, we're going to have a talk here.
No, it just keeps getting better as it went on. Was mostly just surprising. During the penultimate episode, my girlfriend turns to me and she's like, I did not think that this was the show that we were getting. Like, she's like, I'm happy about it. Like, it's making me laugh. It's great. She's like, I had no idea that this is where it was going.
I've seen the first 2 episodes. I'm watching more when I get home after recording today. Like, it's just been a matter of finding time. The first episode was good, but not great. The second episode was better, but still had some slight imperialism problems, even while calling out imperialism. But that's just a thing that happens. Like, it's hard to use, especially in a comedy. Oh, look, the natives of this place, and we're gonna deal with the fact that, like, you know, white people fucked over the natives of the Caribbean. But it's hard to do that while not, you know, having a little bit of colonialism in your storytelling. It's not overwhelming. It was just enough that I, like, noticed it a little bit.
I think I understand where you're coming from. The problem is, though, is if you completely get rid of it, then you might as well just not make a historically based show.
No, I am not saying...
Yeah, no, I agree with it because it is a thing.
I don't have an answer for it. I just had a moment of, like, huh.
It's the weird thing of where, like, it's fine. This is a weird comparison. It's fine if Batman is black. Bruce Wayne shouldn't be black. Because Bruce Wayne is old money, Eastern Seaboard, Gotham. And that way you have to change a lot of history about how his family came up.
You finally made it. I was about to fight you real hard, and then you went to argument and went, okay.
That actually makes
I'll give you
a
this.
lot of sense. Okay, yeah.
At 100%, Batman can be black. Bruce Wayne, the character, the Waynes are old money Eastern Seaboard.
Which is the difference of, like, Peter Parker could be black, no problem, who cares?
Right, because he's
not just... who cares, but, like, you know...
Because he's just a kid from New York.
He's a poor kid from Queens. Like, there's
there's no sort
real
of...
deep...
Yeah.
Okay. But the other thing that made me think of it was along the lines of, like, I really like Raiders of the Lost Ark, but damn, there's a lot of imperialism in that movie. Like, and I don't have an answer to that.
There's also the Eternal Raiders problem where India's unnecessary, and the movie actually wraps up shorter and in almost the exact same way.
If he stops helping?
Or if he just never was involved to begin with.
Anytime he's like, this belongs in a museum, there is an active culture that you are robbing, Indy. God, we are getting way off track today.
Actually, I just wanted to, with the Our Flag Means Death thing, I actually just wanted, Taika put out a thing on his Insta that I just wanted to read when the last episode dropped. Because I saw that morning before I watched the episode, and I'm like, I wonder what he's getting at, because the release schedule was the last 2 episodes at once. They did 3, 3, 2, 2.
Which was weird, but kind of cool.
This is a show that was made about minorities to minorities, about people who didn't fit in to those who still don't, about those who feel like outcasts to those who still their lives feeling like that. The creators aren't scared of not fitting the mainstream. They don't try to sell this as something that it isn't, or paint pictures that end up not existing. No dirty tricks or lies or holding back truths just to get more views. The show feels like something that was made actually out of pure want and a need to tell the story that hadn't yet been told. I'm not afraid to say this show is something new, refreshing, and will change the way we view media. The show feels like a so-needed step forward. All around me, I see people that are used to being ignored, not being seen, not being acknowledged, as existing as part of this world, celebrate and feel so heartwarmingly overjoyed because of this show, its story, and characters. By me and my friends that are part of the LGBTQ plus community, my friends of color, and even my neurodivergent friends who feel represented, thank you. Thank you for making this show, for making us feel like we belong. This isn't only a love story between characters, this is a love story about all people. This is a love letter to those who are often forgotten. You might not be able to change the whole world, but you have permanently changed ours.
Damn.
Is Taika, he's, what, bi, pan, something along those
I don't know.
lines? Because I'm pretty sure he dated Tessa Thompson. But I'm pretty sure they also got in trouble because they got caught in a jacuzzi with another... I say get in trouble. I am not, you guys have fun. Get your freak on. But I remember some people being like, ho, ho, ho. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, just let them... They're making fun movies. Let them have their fun. It's really not important for anything. I just suddenly wasn't aware of... nor is it my business where he falls. But, like... Good for him.
No idea. Cool. I haven't seen it publicly commented on.
Do not actually care beyond curious,
But holy cow, that show is, once again, not what I was expecting from the trailers and from the setup, but was so good. Oh, and it's so heartwarming. And it is really, really weird making Blackbeard into a good guy, but he's still kind of a piece of shit in the show.
Well, yeah, I mean, so is Steve Bonnet. Bonnet. Leslie Jones is in the next episode, and I'm very looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. She's Spanish Jackie. She'll pop up a little bit.
That's fine. That's great. Let's see. What did...
I still got... I took an entire week off. Well, the only other one I really want to bring up is... Because I just went through all the episodes 2 nights ago. If you watch Murderville, or heard about Murderville...
I've heard the name, and that's as far as I know.
That's it.
Is this...
It's not
Netflix?
Yeah, it's Netflix. It's weird that I'm getting so excited about this because I wasn't sitting there just like laughing out loud the entire time, but it's such an amazingly well done show. The concept is Will Arnett.
I did hear about this.
Is a homicide detective that every episode gets paired with a new partner, and the partner is a celebrity guest, and everyone has a script except for the guest who has to improv their part.
That's kind of entertaining, yeah. Okay.
Will Arnett is, he's not my favorite actor, but he's a really interesting creator to me. Because he does stuff like this. Mm-hmm. Or he did, a Lego building challenge as a host for a while. He's just...
And he's Calico Jack.
Oh, that's so good. Because we've seen him play Joe. We know he can play a piece of shit.
And it was kind of weirdly amazing to watch.
I kind of wanted to check it out, and it's just, who's got time?
Oh, and also, binge the first 3 seasons of Luther, which is how it ties into Sonic, because Idris Elba.
Ah, okay. I completely forgot you were going to tie that in there.
Yeah, me and Marge watched it till it got bad, which was, for us, middle of season 3, although I've heard some other fans say, oh no, 3 is still good, 4 is where it goes downhill. I'm like, how?
It's that bad, huh?
Oh, the show starts off so good. Just gruff, rough-edged Sherlock. And then...
Played by Idris Elba?
Yeah, played by Idris.
All right.
And then by season 3, characters are making some wild fucking decisions out of nowhere.
Oh, is it kind of they have to hold the stupid ball situation?
Oh, super stupid ball. They have his partner just, turn on him under, no evidence. Somebody's trying to, internal investigations is going after him, and they're trying to turn his partner against him, and it's, a 10-minute scene of, cool, you see how we have the crazy murder strings up on the wall with pictures? It's look who's at the heart of it. It's yeah, I fucking know, but I also know how this guy died. I know how this guy died.
I know too much for me to fall for the murder strings. Okay, yeah.
And then it only gets worse from there. So,
okay.
Anyway, now I'm done.
Okay. Mine is much shorter. There's always a bunch of stuff until the moment I sit down and I'm like, oh, God damn it. I've only been doing this show for 2 years. Let's see. I've been reading a bunch of Conan the Barbarian comics from Dark Horse. Just picked up a couple books of the section that I do not have yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, oh, I read this part and this part, but all the stuff in between. Because Marvel's been putting them out in nice big books, and I'm a sucker for nice big comic collections. And then I finally restarted Star Trek Discovery because Brave New Worlds is coming out soon, and I want to watch it with my roommate Grizz, because Cece and I have both seen first 2 seasons and part of season 3. Mm-hmm. But you need to have watched... I don't know if you need to have watched through season 2 of Discovery to watch Brave New Worlds. It's the new Captain Pike show. But he's a main character in season 2, so we're gonna. Also, it's just good TV, so like, fuck it, here's our excuse. The only problem is, for whatever reason, the version that I am watching of Star Trek Discovery, in Discovery, all the Klingon scenes are all spoken in Klingon. With subtitles.
Oh.
Wow. Which was a great idea with mixed results, because between the heavy prosthetics and the fact that Klingon is literally nobody's natural language, they have trouble emoting, so the scenes take about 6 hours. I'm exaggerating, but not by as much as you'd think. Like, you're like, God, you're a good actor, but I just see you just struggling here. But for whatever reason, the version I'm watching doesn't have the subtitles.
Oh.
So anytime the Klingons are talking, they're just going. And I'm having to, like, dig through to this episode that I watched, like, 2 years ago and trying to remember what's happening. But that does mean that Grizz is getting fun translations from me of, like, something, 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 murder, something. They do not like the Federation, something.
That was just a weird metaphor because they don't have a word for table.
Oh, they died, so this body is now a husk, treated as such, and give it a moment, time for the Klingon death howl, and then it happens, and he looks at me and I'm like, I've seen this before. Also, I watch a lot of Star Trek in my time. Like, it is still fun. I mean, that show is legitimately extremely good.
I used to go with a gal that knew Klingon, but I didn't find that out till, like, that was all kind of at its end.
And you're like, damn, that was so much more interesting.
Yeah.
I can't speak Klingon. I can barely speak English. You guys have heard me talk. But, no, I do know how to say a couple of things. Senwul is the word for thumbs, because my nickname is Thumbs, and I was really high one day, so I Google translated it.
That's awesome.
Wait, there's a Google translator.
I think it might be
for
Bing
Klingon?
Translate, which I didn't know existed until, again, I was really high one day, and they were like, look what we have! I'm like, well, that's a good way to kill a day.
I do know that Klingon grammar sentence structure is the same as Yoda. Like the Yoda speak, that's...
I want to say it's Michael Okuda that did it, because he did a bunch of stuff for Star Trek, and he is legitimately super interesting as a human being. But I think it's supposed to be a little easier than Dothraki is.
I'd believe it. I'd believe it.
Also, Star Trek's got more staying power than Game of Thrones. Fight me.
God damn 8th season. Anyway.
And 7th season from what I heard. But
yeah, though not as bad. I mean, really from 5th season on, but...
Joffrey died, and I was like, I'm too happy about a kid dying. I gotta stop.
You gotta stop.
I know he was a monster, but Jesus.
That's funny.
Heidi, what about you? Anything fun?
I did just finish the 3rd season of Miracle Workers.
Ooh, it's so good.
Oh my god. I think Daniel Radcliffe in his like burlesque on the piano was probably one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Have you seen the previous 2 seasons?
Yes,
okay.
I've seen all of it.
It might be the best like laugh out loud reveal moment across the entire
it's amazing.
series.
I was dying.
Yeah.
We did a whole 3-parter on Miracle Workers, one for each season, just because
I mean, the show is just amazing.
I need them to announce what the 4th season
I know.
will be. They announced that we're getting a 4th season, if I remember
That's
right.
good.
But
Yes,
like,
they did. We don't know what the theme is.
I can wait on it just because I know that we're getting that Radcliffe starring Weird Al biopic in the meantime. So
Wait, what?
yeah, Radcliffe is
Okay.
being Weird Al.
All right.
Also, he
Cool.
just came out with that him, Channing Tatum, and
oh shit, that's
not Angelina
right.
Jolie, the woman from Speed, Miss Congeniality. I can think of everything but her name.
That trailer looked good.
It did.
Why can't I think of her name?
I'm gonna have to fucking Google this. I apologize.
Sandra Bullock.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Which apparently Sandra Bullock has kind of picked up a career of I'm a middle-aged woman and I'm making movies about young hot guys falling in love with me. So like,
Hey, more power
fucking
to her.
good for you.
Yeah.
Understand where I was going with this sentence.
Yes.
Like, if Pierce Brosnan can still make fucking movies like that, then like,
Yes.
Yeah, no, that trailer actually looked a
it
lot better
looked
than I thought it
pretty
was
fun.
going to.
I don't even like Channing Tatum, and I was like, I might watch this.
There's
I
actually
will
a
not-
number of movies coming out pretty soon that I'm like, this looks good.
I don't think I will pay to watch it, but when it comes out on like HBO Max, because I think that's where it's going eventually, I'll kill an afternoon watching it.
The new Nick Cage trailer? Have you seen
What is that? The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent or something?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I hear people are excited.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
And he's playing Dracula in Renfield, I want to
Yep.
say, or something. And like, I've seen pictures, and I'm like, okay, you're doing interesting.
And he's basing
Stuff
his
again.
version of Dracula off of his father, August Coppola, who was
Interesting.
composer, movie music composer.
Oh, interesting. I did read an interesting article recently because he kind of became the like B-movie straight to DVD king for a while.
Did you read that GQ article that just came
I
out?
read some of it. And he's
Okay.
like, well, I was in massive debt and I was trying to keep my mother out of a mental hospital, so
Yeah, he was
I
spending,
did who paid me.
Yeah, he was like millions of dollars in debt, was paying $20,000 a month trying to keep his mom out of a mental institution.
Which I'm not fully sure what that means, like just like paying
Maybe
people to
home
look after
care?
her,
Yeah,
or
I
I
don't
assume.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was doing 4 movies a year for 10 years.
Almost all like straight to
Almost all straight to video, but honestly, some of the best work of his career, and some of them, Mandy's a fucking masterpiece.
He did talk about how he was like, I always put my all into it, and I only did movies that I found like some kind of connection to, even if sometimes part of that connection was I have to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
That dude has gone bankrupt like 6 times. He's also
Well, no, he's never officially went bankrupt.
oh, he has been real near bankruptcy like 6 times.
That was the whole thing of him doing all those movies to pay off the debts, because he refused to declare bankruptcy.
He also holds a real grudge against Disney because they did not want to do National Treasure 3. But I rewatched National Treasure 2, I don't know, a couple years ago, and his character is a just fucking pig throughout that entire goddamn movie, so whatever.
Well, he's mostly mad at Disney because they didn't want to do National Treasure 3 right when he needed money, even though before that they had been talking him up about National Treasure 3 until one of his movies dropped and they weren't chasing the heat anymore.
Oh yeah, he did a couple of bad movies, because he did what? It was like Season of the Witch or something of the Witch.
And Drive Angry was the one that really sunk his chances.
Well, and Ghost Rider 2, because for some reason they felt the need to do a second. It's coming up in Word Balloons, our other podcast soon, so we'll save that for then.
Anyway, that's a weird tangent to go off on, but I actually read that article just yesterday myself, so...
Sorry, did you have anything
I
else
had
that
one,
you just
I had
want
one
to
more.
Okay, please do.
I rewatched Death to Smoochie for its
I haven't
20
watched
year,
that in years.
For its 20-year anniversary.
I was going to say, I don't think I've seen that since it dropped on video.
College
And,
for me.
You know, I gotta say, that is still one of the best films of all time. I mean, Edward Norton and Robin Williams are like, and Danny DeVito, like, just like the people in that movie are just like amazing, and probably the best in sequence.
Oh
of
yeah,
any
they're them
movie
like dancing
ever.
together.
Oh, yes. And that song, Take Me Higher. And yeah, no, it's, yeah, that movie is incredible.
Oh god, it's so good. It's not important to the movie, but my roommate in college was watching it with us. And it was one of those, like, didn't want to admit that he was watching it, kind of like standing in the back of the room. But he fell asleep standing up and didn't realize it. So he skipped, like, the last third of the movie until the dancing scene. And he suddenly was like, and he was, like, snoring standing up, kind of. And he's like, that's the weirdest ending to a movie ever. They didn't resolve anything. What happened? And we're going to be like, do know you've been asleep for an hour, right? Like this is not... No? Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the main thing I remember. I remember being like, this movie's incredible, and my buddy's asleep. Like, Two things I can tell you about that movie.
That's more than I remember. I remember renting it because of the slipcover.
That's fair.
I don't even.
That's what I remember.
I highly recommend rewatching it.
I definitely remember
amazing.
Robin
It's held
Williams
up
yelling,
well.
"Death to Smoochie!" But I haven't watched much Robin Williams since he died, to be honest with you. Hook a couple of times.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's time for us to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will talk about a significantly less good movie, but I had so much fun watching it.
Oh yeah, I've watched it 3 times this weekend.
Doctor Who, the Jesus Christ, man.
Doctor Who, the TV movie. Okay, so what I've been watching this week also ties into this because the first 2 seasons of Luther, Paul McGann's a recurring character.
Oh, hell yeah, that actually is a good sell for...
He's in the good seasons, so...
We will definitely be putting in probably a lot of this conversation of how good Paul McGann is as a doctor, even in everything that...
Well, because in a lot of weird ways, he is kind of like the Doctor, because there's so much of him being the Doctor.
So, just before, I know you've seen this before. You have seen this movie
I have
before,
seen this
yes?
before.
Okay, so we're all going in having experience with it.
Well, so right before we started this, we rewatched Night of the Doctor.
Yes.
Yes.
Which was the little thing that they did before the big 50th.
Little 10-minute clip of it's the only other TV appearance he ever had.
Right, so it was after they dropped that I watched this.
Oh, okay. How was that, watching that, having not seen this wild-ass movie? Like, I don't know, was that interesting at all? Or was it like...
No, it was just, I guess I had always known he was the Doctor. I was more just excited to finally see him because I hadn't seen the movie. Like, I guess I'd seen pictures of him, but, like, he showed up, and I'm like, dude, Paul McGann, you're looking badass.
Yeah, his costume is so much better in that than the Halloween Wild Bill Hickok.
But, honestly, by the end of that, I was more excited about, like, holy shit, young-looking John Hurt.
Yeah, no, I get you there. That does have one of my all-time favorite Doctor Who quotes, where it's the bit where he's got, like, 4 minutes to live, and he's like, what'll I do? That's so much time. What if I need a TV or a book? Bring me knitting. I'm like, you fucking asshole. Like, so, I figure I'll go through a quick history of the show just because some of the behind-the-scenes stuff is kind of fun. And then we'll talk about the show itself. The original show got canceled in, 1986? 1987?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Late 80s. And really, from the moment that it ended, people were trying to find a way to bring the show back, because this is Doctor Who.
I think they first pitched a revived series in 1989 to the BBC, who rejected it.
Well, and they had plans for the next season already. They made attempts to make a cartoon, which if you ever find them, they did, the character designs for that have been released. And, like, I'm glad they didn't do it, but it did look really interesting. Like, I don't trust late 80s limited budget cartoon to do Doctor Who in a way that I think would be fun.
That's fair.
But there is a, like, interesting whimsy to the design. And then the way they finally managed this was, let's get the Americans.
Yes. I found a pretty good little, like, short write-up of how
go
it all
ahead.
happened. I'm going to admit I'm stealing this. I was going to try to condense this myself after I read the entire history.
Well, that's a Nicolas Cage thing. I need
And
to go
then
back to the
I
right article.
found where somebody did it way better than I did, so I am kind of just reading from the trivia section on TV tropes right now. But concept for a revived series started in 1989, just after the show was first canceled. The BBC rejected it. Eventually, multiple companies were involved. At first, it was Universal, the BBC, and Amblin Entertainment, which is Steven Spielberg's production company. Because Steven Spielberg was actually
a giant fucking nerd.
Is a giant nerd and was a big fan of, like, apparently he hadn't watched much Doctor Who, but he was a big fan of the way that the series was described to him once.
Oh, the idea of the show, if nothing else. Yeah, that's fair.
Which, that's all he has to be a fan of, trying to produce it.
Uh-huh.
It's not like Steven Spielberg was ever going to direct it or anything, so... They were trying to get it made and wanted to get done quickly. By this time, it's 1994. At the time, there was a script made that is wild, where it would have been the Doctor and his grandfather Barusa, and they would have went on a journey to find the Doctor's father, who was named Ulysses, and they would eventually discovered that the Master was his half-brother, which was actually pulled from an old script for the Third Doctor that was rejected.
Which actually would have
Wow.
explained a lot, because the Third Doctor, I mean, partly just because John Pertwee and who is that, Anthony Ainley?
Yes.
The First Master were just, like, super close. I'm doing the crossed fingers, the show close, but audio medium.
Parts of that script are actually what you can hear McGann read on his audition.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And so that we know some of the details just because of that, but other details have just leaked over the years. I actually found some really good links that I just did not have a time to read some of the stuff. But the rest of the script was basically a ripoff of Indiana Jones,
All right.
which Spielberg hated, so he left the project.
He's like, I've already done this before.
During that portion, the producers were still trying to get it made, but were trying to keep it secret from the BBC all at the same time.
Weird.
Well, and there was also a movie that was almost made during this point. Is that going to come up here, or?
Well, kind of, because this incorporates parts of the movie script.
Okay.
Because what happened was they found a home with the Fox TV movie department. So with that, it was supposed to be a pilot turned movie.
That's what this was really hoping to be.
And instead, once they started working with Fox, it became a pilot turned into a movie that was then turned into a backdoor pilot for a different series.
Yeah. If people liked this, a TV show would have come out of it.
But it all depended on the ratings in America.
Because this was a rating success in Britain. They loved it. I mean, they didn't love it, but
they didn't
watched
love it. Yeah. I was about to say, the opinions were actually pretty much halved, but it was a rating success. American side, it actually had decent ratings. The problem was the demographics were almost only males watched it. There was almost no female viewership for when this dropped.
Which is wild to think about with the modern Who fandom.
Right. Yeah.
But at the time period, 1996, Fox aired it against the Roseanne season finale where Dan Connor had just had a heart attack.
Yep.
The choice was watch this rebooted version of British TV show or
John
America's
Goodman
Family at the
and-
time.
Yeah, the biggest show in the world,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
I swear I read this once, but I couldn't find it. Didn't part of it not air, too, because the football game ran late? Or... I swear I read that, and I can't find it, so I don't know if I just hallucinated. Like... I do know, like, everything that could go wrong did go wrong with this.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I didn't read that
Okay.
necessarily, but I wouldn't be surprised. Especially after I actually know the history of that and why football games override, but it ties to a Raiders game called the Hydee game.
Oh,
All right.
thematically appropriate.
Yeah. And there was a lot of, like, that's a shortened version of everything that happened. There's a bunch of wild stuff that happens in between where, like, before Fox picks it up, but, like, they basically had McGann tied in before Fox officially picked it up. But when Fox officially picked it up, they tried to make them switch off of McGann because they wanted, a big name to be the star. But they compromised on, like, we're going to bring in a big name for the Master instead, which is how they got Eric Roberts as the Master.
I love that Eric Roberts is their big name. Like
It was supposed to be Christopher Lloyd, but he was considered to be too expensive until Eric Roberts actually ended up being more expensive because he brought along his own makeup department.
Wow.
His makeup, his prosthesis, and his lighting were all done by his own people.
I will say he looks fierce when he's wearing the Time Lord gear.
Which actually, even though it made the production more expensive, was kind of a good thing because he actually turned out to be allergic to the original prosthesis that the Fox department tried to use on him and ended up with a little bit of a rash. And so part of the lighting on him is to hide the rash.
Huh.
Huh.
That's really interesting.
We'll talk about him. He chews the scenery in every scene that he's in.
Which he toned down his camp.
Oh my god.
He thought he was playing it straight across. His first couple scenes he recorded, he was doing it more up in the air, but then he saw Paul McGann's acting, and he's like, oh, well, he's bringing the camp, so I don't need to. So he supposedly turned it down.
Dear God.
Wow.
Or tuned it down, not turned it down.
Whatever.
And due to the rights issues, there's still weird things. Like, they can't... The extended Doctor Who universe can't use any of the characters created specifically for this.
So that's why Grace Holloway and what is it? Oh God, I should know his...
Cheng Li.
Cheng.
So they can't use them. Although they've used the actors in, like, XP versions on the Big Finish dramas.
And they have appeared in some comic books and stuff, the characters.
Yeah, actually, Grace Holloway was brought up once in... I think, yeah, in the comics, and Universal was like, nope, don't ever do that again, because we own her.
Wow.
The least interesting character to hold rights on, but sure.
To go along with that, like, it wasn't released in North America until 2011, officially, because of the rights issues, and even when they put out the Blu-ray version in 2016, they... just took the TV version and upscaled it rather than having to deal with Universal and getting the original prints to do an actual Blu-ray transfer.
I do know I looked up a DVD and it is redonkulously expensive.
Oh, I bet, because I'm sure it's been out of print.
It's like $150. I'm like, nope. I would have paid 15.
Yeah.
Maybe even 50. Like, who knows, you know, but...
Yeah, but like, it was shot on film. They should be able to do an actual high-def version.
But it's just
it's not worth going through all the red tape to even try to find the remaining film. And at this point, they're not sure if the 35mm even still exists after a fire happened in the Universal vaults back in 2008.
God, Doctor Who and lost film is such a thing.
That is a thing.
My fun factoids of the thing is other people who were considered in casting include... Christopher Eccleston and Peter Capaldi.
Oh.
Eccleston turned it down because he didn't want to be tied to a name that big that early in his career. I mean, it's not till like 10 years later that he accepts it.
Yeah.
And Capaldi just didn't think he was going to get the part.
Well, yeah, they were offered to audition but never did. Some of the people that actually auditioned have turned up on Doctor Who.
Anthony Head being the big one.
Yeah, Anthony Head being the big one for us, but arguably for pop culture as a whole, Liam Cunningham is probably the bigger one, considering he was, like, consistently one of the best parts of Game of Thrones as Sir Davos Seaworth on Midnight.
Oh, and he was the captain on the... I love that episode. That's a great episode.
But you also have, like, Tim McInerney, John Sessions, Tony Slattery. They've all shown up in different, like...
Yeah, Anthony Head was, I mean, beyond just being Giles, or in Ted Lasso, or in... He was the schoolmaster in School Reunion.
John Sessions auditioned, who eventually was the voice of the computer on Mummy on the Orient Express. Yeah, I mentioned Tim McInerney. He was
the guy that ran the Ood factory.
Exactly.
I'm having trouble seeing him, but I have to remind myself that that's, 10 years later.
Well,
I don't want to be mean to him, but, like, everyone else was, like, real handsome in the 90s, and I don't know what he looked like in 1996.
How far... Oh, 96 is how long after the Blackadder goes forth? Because he's Captain Darling.
I don't know.
And
I don't know I've seen Blackadder goes forth. I don't know my timeline well enough there. And that sounds mean. That sounds like I'm calling him ugly. I just think of him as like,
Yeah, so that would have been 7 years after Goes Forth.
Okay.
So, but yeah, Captain Darling, or Lord Percy from season 2.
I'm just thinking of the guy obsessively drinking hair tonic as his hair falls out. I want to say the weird thing about this, and like I watched a thing where Sylvester McCoy was like, they shouldn't have brought me into this. They spent the first quarter of this movie with me taking up time. They should have brought me in later on in an episode doing a flashback or something showing, and started with the Doctor knowing what he's doing and knowing what's going on. But I'm glad they did because they paid me. Which sums up my love of British actors.
Yeah, McCoy wanted it to be like what happened with Davies.
Yeah,
when Davies took over.
With Eccleston, I'm just like, here I am, let's go.
Yeah.
And then explain it later. But that's part of that is he was happy that they paid him for the little bit he was in it, but he wanted them to explain it later so that he could have gotten his own series again.
Oh, God. I love McCoy. He honestly is
like
one
him a
of
lot.
my favorite Doctors. Have you? I know you've seen, because you and I have talked about Old Who
Yeah.
significantly.
Very little. Hardly any of McCoy. I have seen some Old Who, though.
Admittedly, there's a lot of garbage in his era, because by that point, the BBC had given up.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I was reading a thing.
And I feel like it's obvious they had given up. But,
After
you know, he
Star Wars
did a
came
damn
out,
good job.
they sort of threw in the towel. Like the later Baker scenes, the Davison, the other Baker, the Colin Baker, sorry.
Yeah.
The McCoy.
The other big.
BBC was just like, no, we can't compete. Science fiction is Star Wars now, and we have this like tiny fucking budget show that we don't like that much anyways. Upper level people don't like. And there's some really brilliant episodes in all of those, but like, you can tell when the BBC stops
Caring.
supporting them. Yeah. When it becomes a fight.
Yeah.
So I guess this tracks in. There's apparently a big argument of, does this count as New Who or Old Who? I guess, do you have any dogs in that arena?
I feel like it's just kind of like the little line.
It's kind of its own beast, is where I was
it's,
going to go
it's
with
like
it.
it's like the line between Old Who and New.
I was supposed to say, it feels like the perfect handover from the bit of Old Who that I have seen. Because, like, you can see, it doesn't flow like New Who does.
No.
But you can see what they took from this going forward.
The things that worked, the things that didn't.
Yeah.
This was really a good blueprint of like, well, we tried, let's...
I mean, maybe the big thing being that the interior of the TARDIS in this one has more to do with all of the New Who iterations than any of the Old Who iterations.
I love this TARDIS.
This is one of my favorite TARDISes.
Yep.
They've got the weird structure things that look not kind of like the coral things that Eccleston and Tennant had, but they, you know, similar like shape to it, and the way that they were like moving around it. They had some kind of cool shots of like, there was a bit where the Master and Chang were talking, and they have them both looking through a circle in those like support structures with the camera in the middle, that I thought like, it was cheesy, but it was a kind of like interesting shot that they could do with it. And I also just like that, like, the TARDIS is like, here's the library, here's this old Victorian kind of...
I like that too. I like the library.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a perfect like, here you go. Here's the handoff, even though it's like 9 years after, and then it's like another 10 years until the handoff gets completed.
9 and 9.
9 and 9?
I think, because it came out in 96, and Rose came out in 2005.
5.
Yep.
Which, fun fact, means Paul McGann was the active Doctor longer than anyone else, because he did audio plays through that entire goddamn time. McCoy didn't do that. McCoy didn't do audio plays until later.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, McGann's been the Doctor the most.
I mean, he's still doing audio. He never stopped doing Doctor stories. I was listening to Doctor Who audio stories today to, like, help keep myself in the right mood for this. He's real good at it.
He is really good. And it makes me think of what amazing things he could have done as the Doctor with, you know, more time and a better writers, better budget, better... Yeah.
I was actually, you know what? Considering this was made by the TV movie department in '96, a lot of the effects on this are arguably a little bit better than even like the first couple episodes in the 2005.
I don't agree with you there, but like, I see what you're saying.
And for '96, those goop effects on like the gooey snake are actually stupid fantastic.
Yeah.
For '96.
It is fun when, like, McCoy is trying to have that, like, no, he's escaping the TARDIS, and they're clearly just, like, pushing Vaseline through the keyhole. Like, I do think it was a mistake to use McCoy for the first quarter of the movie.
I think it's a
love
mistake to use him for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, McGann didn't even show up to like 22 minutes in.
Yeah.
Of a movie that's just over 100 minutes long total. Like, there is a great photo if you can find it. I don't know what it is. I mean, really, it's just the internet is creepy and records everything we do, but I started seeing Doctor Who, the movie stuff, after we picked doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a great on-set photo of McGann and McCoy practicing the regeneration face that they make.
Oh my god.
Because they're doing that, like, I don't know how to, in the audio, like, moving their mouth around really like, But they both have to do it because it's showing them, like, flipping between the two a little bit in the regeneration scene. And it's a picture of those two just, like, standing next to each other going, like...
That's kind of amazing.
It's almost perfect that this didn't go on, though, because some of the things they had planned would have made people not like it.
Well, and, like, some of this... I mean, one, just the Doctor is half human is such a dumb idea.
Yeah.
But they were going to do remakes of a bunch of old episodes, which is weird because they didn't reboot it. They put so much time into making this a continuation. But then they were going to reuse plots of already made episodes.
Well, they
and
made
Doctor
it a
Who continuity
continuation.
is always a fuck up, but, like, that is very confusing.
That is very confusing.
Well, they were going to make Daleks into more, like, spider-like things. And then the Cybermen were going to be reintroduced as a race called the Cybes that were cybotic in origin.
That sounds like a vibrator.
It literally does. Like, it actually does.
There was, it was a failed movie, and it wasn't going to be a TV movie. It was going to be a full-scale movie where it was mostly Tom Baker, but they were going to use all of the surviving Doctor Who actors, which at that point was everyone but Hartnell, who died in the 70s. And all the other doctors were pissed because Tom Baker was going to get, like, 90% of the attention. But, like, they had talked to... I don't remember if they actually got H.R. Geiger to redesign the Cybermen for them, or if they just got someone to design a Geiger-ish Cyberman.
Oh, God.
And it didn't happen, but I was like, Jesus, that's the most
How many penises did it have?
Probably a lot. But, like, I don't know. Do you know who H.R. Geiger is? He designed, like, Alien from the Alien movies.
Okay.
He
did that album cover that is up on my wall right there.
Okay.
He does weird, dark, gothy.
Okay.
It's
real good, but it is very penisy a lot, if we're being honest.
Right.
It's extremely sexual, biomechanical based stuff.
And goth. You have to put goth in there. I don't know if Geiger was goth, but, like, goths ever since have been consciously or unconsciously mimicking Geiger when they can. Which, I don't know, I don't see Geiger stuff working for Doctor Who, but also, I think the Cybermen are so uninteresting that give it a shot. Not the Cybes, that is bad,
the Cybes. No, that's
the
terrible.
Cybes.
Oh, man. The Daleks, for, like, the 3 seconds they appear in this, have the worst voice. It's like...
Yeah,
The
like,
director's voice.
Oh.
Exterminate!
It's the director's voice because they didn't want to pay fucking what's his name, Tipple, I think, did the voice of the original ones. They didn't want to pay him a shit ton just to use 2 seconds of Dalek voice.
I guess.
I mean, that's fair.
I understand, but, like, it is...
But also...
weird. Like, I mean, okay, I get how the Daleks are not intimidating in a lot of ways because they literally exist because they needed to come up with an enemy for the next episode and there was a salt shaker on the table. I mean, that's where they came from. But nothing made them less intimidating than kind of sounding like the little bit of Oogie Boogie Man when he's dying at the very end and his voice is getting, like, higher and higher before he gets stomped.
It's like a Dalek, like, inhaled a helium balloon.
Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's like they gave him some helium.
Eat me. Eat me. Also, just question on this. And I know, again, Doctor Who continuity. Just,
Right.
like, the new series has kind of tried. But, one, why are the Daleks putting the Master on trial? 2, why are they letting the Doctor come pick him up? I know this is pre-Time War, but it's still wildly out of character for every other depiction of the Daleks.
So the Indiana Jones part of the original script that they ended up cutting, and they just now don't explain how that happened, that was the Doctor retrieving the remains from Skaro.
Dun, 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 dun. I would love...
Which that should have been Sylvester McCoy
running from a giant boulder, like, oh man.
With the Master's remains.
I mean, that would have been kind of cool.
Now, the Master, I don't know if they've ever... I did read about this, and I know what the plan was. I don't know if they've ever canonized it in any form. But the plan, I believe, was he was on trial by the Daleks because he made a scheme to take over Gallifrey using his own Daleks that he made, and that pissed the Daleks off.
Yeah, I'm just curious that they didn't just murder him. Like, Dalek Court is such an interesting idea to me. Like...
Right.
Dalek Court.
The closest we've ever come is, like, Asylum of the Daleks. Mm-hmm. And even that is just... You're too interesting in your hatred for us to kill you, so we're just going to leave you on this planet. But, like, they don't do...
No.
Court. The closest they do is, like, we've kidnapped Davros again, go hang out in the basement.
But at this point, I mean, still, they've never explained how Skaro came back in the first place, because it was destroyed in Old Who at one point.
Yeah, in Remembrance of the Daleks, which is one of McCoy's best moments. It is a fantastic set of weird episodes.
So the fact that Skaro was even mentioned was already, and continues to be.
Oh yeah, Skaro comes back more often than Gallifrey does.
Yeah.
I mean, originally the Daleks were supposed to be wiped out for good in a second Doctor story, and they filmed it that way, and someone up higher was like, you can't do that. So literally their entire solution was to add in, like, 3 extra seconds where the, like, shattered remains of the Dalek Emperor, like, as everyone else leaves, a light slowly starts to blink. And that's all. That's just, see, it's fine. I mean, it's like the Master. The Master has died a permanent death.
So many times.
And is never explained. And it drives some members of the Who fandom up a wall. Especially this most recent, like, how did Missy survive? I don't care, man.
It's
like,
just how it works.
The Master survives.
That's how I see it. It's just like, no, the Master's going to keep popping up. It's always going to be there.
So I know, like, I have been hitting hard on how bad I think this movie is while you're defending. I did say, I love it every time I watch this. Part of the reason I'm saying it's bad is because I watched it with my wife and Grizz last night. Night before, whatever, recently. And, like, Cece was watching it, and at first, like, mostly playing video games and increasingly, like, looking up with this, like, what the absolute shit. But by the end, not playing video games at all. And Grizz was just getting increasingly angry as the show went on.
See, to me, it's just kind of a mid-range Doctor Who episode.
Fair. You and I also have more affection for weird mid-90s TV than I think a lot of people do.
Oh, yeah. Plus, I love me some Eric Roberts.
I mean, it's terrible, but it's entertaining because it's terrible. Right. It's extremely fun. Like, there's ninjas.
Well, triad, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's... Oh, God, I felt like that was a bad way to kill McCoy, but sure, whatever, like...
Yeah.
It's really funny. I find it really funny that she's like, I gotta, like, help this guy. And you have the Doctor working on him. He's just like, don't do this.
That bothers me less than, like...
Me. You're the first companion to kill a Doctor.
That bothers me less than the fact that he straight up just, like, opened the TARDIS door in the middle of a gunfight. Like, most Doctors at least, like, look at the screen for a moment before they step out.
Yeah.
Like, that
You'd
was...
at least check.
I think that's the thing that I've heard the most criticism on. That, like, I haven't watched much McCoy, but everyone's like, so the Doctor that usually just manipulates everyone around him.
He is, like, the most manipulative planner Doctor of all Doctors.
Just walks out in the middle of a firefight and wears Ace.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't want to pay for Sophie Aldrin as well.
Right.
Right.
Also, if you do follow the, like, extended universe of stuff, Ace has sworn off the Doctor about 16 times. Like, more often than the Master has died. Which is fair, because he manipulates the hell out of Ace. Now, if we do Old Who I don't know if we'll start with I mean, I want to do Old Who sometime just because it's fun. I don't know if we'll start with a Sylvester McCoy and Ace episode, but there's no way we're not going to do that somewhere.
But yeah, there's parts of this that are really dumb. I mean, I'm not going to say that's not the case, though.
The bit that got Grizz, I think, more than anything else, and it's always one small moment, is the ambulance chase scene.
Oh, yeah.
With the motorcycle. Because, you can't have an American movie without a car chase scene somewhere.
Not mid-90s.
But what broke him was the fact that the ambulance had a better acceleration than a police motorcycle. Like, ambulances get some speed going, too. I actually don't know how fast they are. I do know that thanks to an old N64 Destruction Derby game, where the ambulance, like, once it got going, was the unstoppable kill thing.
I think I actually remember that game.
Destruction Derby 64. It's just hardwired into my brain. But my brain's like, yeah, ambulances are fast. And scary. But really what it is they're fast, but I mean, something that big, especially in the 90s, that's not quick accelerating faster than a motorcycle.
Nah.
No.
I didn't even think about that.
Neither did I, till he's like, how? How is this happening?
I do like that that's like the one thing that broke him.
There's
the
always,
whole movie.
Anytime in a bad movie, it's always the one moment. For Cece, it was the weird swap backs between, like, anytime they were showing the, like, countdown to 10, 9, 8 to, like, the new year. I
that
kept thinking of,
the
like,
crap out of me.
Man, you can tell this came out before, like, the late 90s because no mention of Y2K came up. But,
oh, yeah, that's also a good point.
The shots of it, I definitely had the thought that if I was on psychedelics, that would have been the most terrifying, like, the costume party of the hospital going on would have been horrifying.
That's so weird.
And the guy, and I mean, I've talked a lot lately about how I've been reading an annoying amount of Power Rangers. The doctor in the morgue, the entire way he acts, the entire way they shoot scenes with him, he's like one of the bullies in Power Rangers. Like, he's like Bulk and Skull from Power Rangers.
You're talking about Will Sasso of Mad TV fame? One of the reasons I love this movie?
Sure. I knew I recognized him from somewhere. Oh, you're right, that is. I'm not even saying he's bad. I'm saying, like, the weird way that they shot him feels so different than the rest of the movie.
Because he was the fat comedic relief.
There's a very mid-90s line of, like, what, you think he went to a better hospital?
Yeah.
This is just them having fun with the actor. That has nothing to, like...
Oh, Will Sasso.
He was funny. He just felt a little out of place to me. I felt for Chang. Like, I just didn't feel like that actor had much anything to work with.
I think Chang is, like, the unsung fucking hero of this movie, because he provides through his just facial emotions alone, provides some of the best comic relief I have, like, seen in Doctor Who.
Which I don't think counters what I was just saying, because I think that's why, I mean, I felt for him. He's a good actor, but, like, the number of Asian secondary characters in mid-90s TV movies that, like, don't get a whole lot to work with and have to just, like, punch their way through.
That was the weird thing. I did feel like he was a weird addition because I felt like they threw him in to be Kino from TMNT2.
So I'm not alone.
Whereas the rest of the film was trying as hard as it could be to be X-Files.
Yeah, I could see... Was X-Files out by this
point?
Yes,
X-Files
that was like
huge.
peak X-Files.
This is peak X-Files. And this was airing on Fox.
Yep.
See, I've watched X-Files, but it's never been a follow-through, so I wasn't 100%... I thought so. But I didn't know if this was, like, early or late.
In the middle of it, yep.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably ramped up some by the actress that plays Grace, Daphne something, I can't remember her last name. Looks a little bit like Gillian Anderson, but...
They totally did that.
It's the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. And, yeah.
She's a weird character.
I kind of like her.
I don't dislike her. I just felt like she was all over the map as a character.
Oh, yeah, but I also feel that kind of makes sense. The movie was all over the map.
Well, yes, in fairness. And I'm definitely not getting after the actress on this, but, like, the fucking intro of she's watching opera, and she lowers down the thing, and there's the single solitary tear that doesn't move the entire...
Nope.
Like, she gets up, and it's still
there.
I'm like,
Pasted
that's some
to
fucking
her-
Vaseline. That's some
Well,
fucking,
yeah.
like, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like,
whatever
that's-
gel they use. Yeah.
Which, look, if there was the motorcycle bit bugged Grizz, like, the one thing that bugged me was I'm like, you went to a fucking opera while you're on call?
That's fair. And then she's
Okay.
like, her boyfriend,
Is
fiance,
the
whatever he was
worst.
supposed to... And,
Oh,
like,
he's horrible. Yeah.
he almost
awful.
looks understanding, like, kind of like, oh, jeez. But then the moment he
gets 10 seconds of screen time, leaves her for doing her job, and then ransacks and steals shit from her place right afterwards.
real
Yep.
fast, too.
Real fast.
Because, like, a night passes, but, like, we're talking, 12 to 16 hours from...
Yeah.
We're 24 at the absolute maximum, and it's not. Like, there's no way it was a full 24 hours between when she leaves that to when she quits and goes home.
Mm-hmm.
And what fucking movers? I mean, I know it's San Francisco and I'm from, like, Missoula, whatever, but what fucking movers did he call at, like, 3 a.m. in the morning being like, I need this shit out in 2 hours?
Also, obviously not actually San Francisco by the lack of a single hill in the entire movie.
Yes. Where was it actually
I
filmed?
want to
Do we
say
know?
Canada.
Vancouver.
That's what I thought.
Oh, okay. I assume somewhere in Canada.
Fox loves
Yes.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
Because they
most
did-
play it, yeah.
All of X-Files was mainly...
Vancouver really is like we're your low budget filming location because we'll give you major tax breaks if you
Yep.
come record here, which is why every planet in Stargate looks like the outskirts of Vancouver. There is she's engaged to this guy though. Like going back to that, he leaves her in the middle of a surgery on like the worst day of her life on some level.
Because she's doing her job.
Because she's doing her job, she gets back and like she's like, he took the stuff, whatever. I guess she's got other things going on.
It's okay. I'm gonna kiss the doctor on screen for the first time that ever
We'll
happened.
get to that in a sec. But then they're like, tell me my future. Oh God, Brad's gonna move. I don't know if his name is Brad, but like he's
He looked
Brad,
like a Brad.
even if he's not. Brad's gonna move back and like, you clearly did not want to marry this man at all.
Right? There was no interest there.
You got over this real fast.
Yep. She
But
did
yeah,
not care.
the kiss.
Brian.
Whatever.
Brian-
he's
well, close
a
enough.
Brad. The kiss
The kiss.
exploded the fandom, and we don't think about it because I mean, I was 2005 when Doctor Who came out, so I was 17 when the new series launched.
Yeah,
You two
I
are a
was
little
I was
older than
18.
me, so
Yeah, I was 18.
18 to 20, yeah.
18, 19, somewhere in there. Depending, I don't remember what date it dropped on, but
And,
in
like,
that range.
I mean, Rose was horny for Tennant, but Rose was horny for Eccleston from like 30 seconds into that show.
The Tylers were kind of just horny.
True.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rose's mom.
She opened it. God, that was such a good gag for an
I
intro
love her.
episode. There's a strange man in my bedroom. Oh God, she's funny. But like
Jackie Tyler might be one of my favorite
Jackie,
characters.
of the like secondary family ones, they never topped her.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would have taken a Jackie Tyler companion.
I would still take a Jackie Tyler companion.
I would too. Yes.
But like, you know, they tried with like Martha's family a little bit. I guess Wilfred Mott, but he did become a companion in his own right. But like
Yes.
anytime they tried to use family after that, you're comparing her to Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie was such a force of nature that even when I
She was
didn't like her,
amazing.
she was like great.
She was
kind of a shit mom, but like
Oh well, yeah, but
but
That's
Also-
par for the course.
yeah, fair enough.
I mean, she's supposed to be. Yeah.
But my point on where I was going with this is like romance in the Doctor was baked in from the second it happened. Partly just because Eccleston and Piper
Billy Piper.
had wonderful chemistry. Old school stuff, they kind of tried to imply there was hanky-panky in the TARDIS.
Did
but
they?
Kind of some of the producers side implied.
With who?
Mostly Tom
Tom.
Baker and Romana
Yeah.
too. And that's
Oh.
because those two got married, and so they were too busy making bedroom eyes at each other on and off camera.
All right.
Just as a little aside to that,
Did not stay married long.
Eric Roberts' wife in the movie, his real wife.
Oh. They apparently had some level of kinky, because she was real down to call him master immediately. So good for them. I am in no way sex shaming them, but like, okay, master. And I'm like, I don't think that would fly with my wife. It's like, I am the master. She goes, okay, whatever, dude.
You can go over there and call yourself that.
She's like, we both know I'm the boss. And I'd be like, yeah, that's true. But, yeah, they were like, they would occasionally try to be like, yeah, sure, there's hanky-panky in the time. But mostly it was like, look at Lilu in her leather bikini. And I did. And do.
I mean...
She looks real good in it.
Yes, she does.
But, you know, the doctor was basically an asexual being for most of it.
Yeah.
Like, had a grandkid, so clearly some level of it happened. But I mean...
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Also, having a family and being asexual is not mutually exclusive.
Nope.
So even then,
It's
like,
not.
the doctor was not a romantic being, really.
And also, we don't know how all that works on Gallifrey. It could be, you know, we don't really know.
When I was a teenager, I read some fan fiction that had all sorts of theories.
Yeah, we don't really know how the biology works of Time Lords. So,
Look, man, if you were a teenager between 2000 and 2010 and into genre fiction, you've probably read some fan fiction that had theories about various characters. Yeah, probably wrote some too. But the doctor kissing someone, some people were just aghast. You couldn't possibly do that. And everyone else was like, hell yes. I'm still back and forth on it, mostly just because it bothers me less with Grace than it does with Rose as an adult.
that's fair.
When I was a kid, I say kid, I mean like teen, early
Right.
20s, yeah, at that point. But like, I was living for that kiss with Rose to finally happen. But looking as an adult, I'm like, she's 19. You're 900. I'm 33 and I'm confused by the idea of people who really want to like date a 19-year-old. In the same way that from the very beginning, when Buffy was into Angel in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I was like, no! What is wrong with you? Angel? David Boreanaz?
I never liked him.
I liked that show.
Oh, God.
I liked
not.
that show, and I liked David Boreanaz in Bones. I never liked Angel
Well,
very
every
much.
girl in my middle school was obsessed with him, and I'm just like, can you not?
Oh, I
Can you
was Team
just
Spike.
not?
Who was the worst, but James Marsters is fun, so...
Wait, I've been just when I need something on in the background, I've been just re-putting on the latest 3 Dresden Files on audiobook and just listening to that. And because I've brought up Eric Roberts so many times, he is who I think of when Gentleman John Marcone pops in.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, and he played a crime lord in Batman Begins, so we know he can do it. That's how I was trying to explain this movie to Steven, our longtime guest editor on Word Balloons, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, the crime lord from Batman Begins. He's like, I don't, but okay. Because it's the only other 2 places I know him is A Talking Cat, which is, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's come up in a couple of places. It is the worst B-movie I have ever seen in my life. It is like
What is it?
movie. There's this dude that mostly makes terrible, like bad for straight to VHS
Alright.
schlocky horror movies. But he made a schlocky kids movie called A Talking Cat?
Wait, that was the name of it.
Yes.
Okay.
With a question mark. So you have to say it as A Talking Cat? And it's this really terrible...
Oh shit, no, I have seen this. Okay.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that.
A really terrible movie about this family that like comes together after they discover a talking cat and like ends up making a like website for fashion or something. Like it's very early, but they paid a solid half their budget was to get 3 hours of Eric Roberts' time for him to come
Be the
in
voice of
and
the-
voice act all of the talking cat scenes. And like the bits where they're filming the cat is clearly not paying any attention to what they're trying to get it to do because it's a fucking cat. And man, it's fun to watch once. It is. I don't want to say it's the worst thing I've ever seen because it's not actually offensive in any way that I remember.
Okay,
It's
that's
just
dumb.
It's just bad.
bad.
Yeah.
It is like, Ed Wood hiring his barber to play someone in Plan 9 from outer space. It's Tommy Wiseau's roommates in The Room. It's not Tommy Wiseau bad, but
No.
that one, there's still debate about whether he actually intended to or not.
Yeah, I'm still not sure.
He
It's
claims,
wild.
but also I've seen him talk.
Oh, but he's also in the Mr. Brightside music video.
Let's just move on. I do like the Killers, though.
See? He was also on the latest season of Righteous Gemstones and was really good in it. But
Okay, really, okay.
yeah, he's like a backwoods mobster, kind of. It's like a hillbilly mobster.
Fucking wild.
Maybe not quite hillbilly, but on that track.
Is there any moment of this that is weird, stood out to you, strange pacing, strange moment? Like when I realized that the inside of the Eye of Harmony, that room has a bunch of dead leaves on the ground, I thought was really strange.
Oh. Strange moments.
Or super out of nowhere, they open up the TARDIS and the motorcycle drives in and then just drives out and leaves. I'm like, that's a cop. You should I know you're having a moment, but it's just weird, sketch
weird.
comedy moments almost.
I think they were trying to be how do we appeal to Americans? Weird jokes.
Car chase scenes, and
Car
slapstick
chases?
humor.
Yeah, okay, I guess the only strange thing that jumped out at me was... Maybe not strange. No, it's strange. Fuck it. It still doesn't fit with everything else that goes in the TARDIS. Presumably the Master would have had to grab that spreader and crown from inside the TARDIS.
Yeah, why does he have torture devices in the TARDIS?
Probably for when the Master shows up.
Well, it's that time of year. Missy's gonna show up sooner or later, I know, so...
I
We
used
don't
to
know
think
how
that
many
like
rooms are in there, so...
I used to think that the goose snake was really weird, but I just sort of come to accept it.
Well, and pretty much from Fifth Doctor on, there was weird, the Master stole someone's body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which actor that was, but straight up just murked one of the companions' dads and stole their body.
Oh, yeah.
And that actor had largely retired. He just wanted to play the Master, so he, McCoy talked about, because he was in the final episode of the original series, he loved two things in life. He loved football, and he loved playing the Master. And he terrified everyone on set, because he was just a super weird dude that was really intense. And, Sophie Aldred, who played Ace, talked about, she talked football with him one day, so he's like, this woman is my buddy. Okay. You're kind of scary still, but, and not, dangerous, but just,
Right.
weird, intense dude who would come out of retirement to play the Master.
That's a little creepy.
What do you guys actually There's actually real good parts in this. What do you guys think are good? Or at least I'm going to argue that there's real good parts in it. There's at least one exchange that is perfect between the Doctor and the Master.
Paul McGann is good.
Yeah. When Paul McGann is starting to remember his childhood and talking about that, and that's his I'm becoming the Doctor moment that every actor gets. He never quite got what I wanted of the moment of, to do an episode that we've done before, in the 11th hour, where Matt Smith steps through the hologram thing, and he's suddenly wearing the full costume, and he's like, hello, I'm the Doctor. And you're like, yeah, you fucking are. And every actor's got that moment where they full on,
Yeah.
you're like, click, I believe this now. He never had that click moment.
Mm.
I believed he was the Doctor, but I wanted that one, here's where I now own the part moment.
I kind of feel like that moment happened, and it's the line I'm about to bring up,
Please
but
do.
I don't think the movie did a good job of framing it. It's kind of just, it's there and gone, but if you're paying attention to what they're saying, it's perfect Doctor and Master, and it's during their final showdown, and the Doctor just tells them, you want dominion over the living, yet all you do is kill. And the Master replies, life is wasted on the living. which is also a neat callback because that's actually a Hitchhiker's Guide reference in Douglas Adams.
Yep.
Was showrunner for several... No, script editor.
Script editor. And wrote a couple episodes.
Wrote a few,
Yeah.
Those moments, there was a really nice kind of subtle exchange of that one where he manipulates the master into pretty openly being like, I've wasted all of my lives, yada, 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 and Chang being like, hey, wait! You lied to me up till like 4 seconds ago. What up? I just thought it was a good, clever... Anytime the Doctor talks people out, like, into admitting their plans, that's some classic Doctor Who right there.
Like, where do you think, like, if this would have gone on, what would have been episode 2?
You know, Sibes.
No sides.
I think it would have been another... I think it either would have been a little bit into the past, not way into the past, but a little bit into the past, or another relatively modern day adventure to pick up their companion. I know Doctor Who, old school Doctor Who, was willing to pick up companions from multiple timelines, but more often than not, I mean, modern Who will only pick up a companion from the modern day, pretty much. But, like, more often than not, Who likes to pick someone up from the 20th century. Now 21st, but, you know, like, within a 50-year period. So it's not so wildly out of stuff. And I think he would have done that. There's no way they wouldn't have done a... I think there would have been a Wild West episode within the first season.
Oh, definitely.
Especially the way he's dressed.
So that's what I was thinking. It just goes back to the Indiana Jones.
We've seen Doctor Who in World War II multiple times, and the Brits have such an interesting view of World War II to me, because some parts of it are so much like... America's so proud of World War II, but for Britain, parts of it are so much more personal, because they were bombed. We were bombed once on, like, literally our farthest border.
Yeah.
They, you know, London, nightly, for years.
Yeah.
So I think we would have gotten, like, a World War II thing, but it would have been so different than how we ever see World War II.
The Doctor having to put up with American GIs?
Yes! And just being like, oh.
That would have been interesting.
I wonder if he would have been more pro-gun.
I guess they could depend if they wanted to keep appealing to Americans.
I don't think he would have been, like, a gun user, but I think he would have been less anti-gun.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I mean, Old School Doctor does use a gun every once in a while. Not in a, like, regular way, but, like...
Didn't the third... Was it third?
Third used Venusian Aikido a lot, which was he had one throw and a karate chop.
That's right.
But,
That's right. The karate chop.
There's a super wild game, if I remember. It was an early Doctor Who computer game, but it was pretty much Castle Wolfenstein, but you're the Doctor.
Really?
But you still have guns.
That's
really
amazing.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
It's very strange. I'm going to Google this just to make sure that I'm not hallucinating all sorts of...
Capaldi shoots someone with a Gallifreyan gun.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, but he also makes sure that they have other regenerations first.
Yeah, that's true. He like oh, wow.
Check, how many do you have left? 4. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like, and pretty much gets an okay.
Is the video game real?
I am looking this up.
The part that while you're looking that up, I do want to say, I guess another part that I thought was weird just because they didn't really reinforce the theme. They didn't really reinforce the theming later in the movie at all, was the Paul McGann, like, regenerated, is in his stupor, wandering around the fucking weird-ass hospital. I don't know why they have a creepy broken mirror and doll room, but...
That part of me, I was like, what? What is this?
Don't know why that wing of the hospital exists.
Yeah. Why would that be in a hospital?
But then they went real hard on using Jesus imagery with him and then contrasting it against fucking technically cheetah-eyed but looking way more reptile-eyed master with the like red lighting coming up on his face, and Whereas like
Okay.
McGann's sitting there with like his long hair and the white sheet wrapped on his fucking body, and he's all
Yeah.
Jesus Christ pose, and I was like, so you did this for one scene and now you're not gonna just continue making the Doctor Jesus? Like, I don't want the Doctor to be Jesus, but after this it would make sense.
I mean, if they want to make the Doctor Jesus, you know, I feel like there's worse places it could go.
But I guess I was, that stood out to me. I was like, oh, super obvious Jesus reference.
Yeah.
Where does that go?
Where does it go? Where did it come from?
Yeah.
Who thought that that would be, hey, let's just throw this in here.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be cool.
Oh, yeah, that fucking hospital wing, though.
The hospital's
How
strange.
did I not remember that right off the bat when Zach was asking about weird things earlier?
Yeah, the weird thing's just the hospital.
Yeah, the hospital is fucking wild.
It's very it's like a carnival.
And they have their Jesus stuff with the Frankenstein stuff.
Yeah, right after, basically.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Sorry. So I am Googling. There is at least one Doctor Who game that's basically like a Mega Man game, but you're playing the Doctor, and you are firing lasers out of your sonic screwdriver.
Okay.
Oh.
I never knew that was a feature of the Sonic.
It's only there, and I swear I'm just being a. I swear there's a freaking version where you do have like guns, and they're like, that's weird.
This movie also establishes that the Doctor banged Madame Curie.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's also wild.
Definitely a thing that they implied.
That was also one of my favorite exchanges, too.
Yeah.
She kissed better than me?
It does.
And then the master kicking in.
I do love some of the track-ins of... This came up a lot in the 11th Doctor, of the Doctor being like, I'm part of that. Like, anytime something comes up, but it's always something really small. Like, I played the triangle in this really famous, like, concert performance. Or, like, that's the thing, because I thought about this when the Doctor was on a motorcycle. The Doctor on his motorcycle with Matt Smith talks about being in the anti-grav Olympics and coming in last. Matt Smith's Doctor was in everything, but he wasn't very good at a lot of the stuff he did. He was just
there.
There, yeah. So it turns out looking up alternate versions of the Doctor is a very much bigger thing than I was thinking it was going to be. So I don't know. I apologize. I'm talking about stuff that I read in college, being like, this is true. Maybe.
It's okay. Not with Doctor Who, but I have things like that. I'm like, this is definitely true.
Ish.
Maybe?
I don't know. I do know, what's his name? The actress who played Wilfred Mott.
Okay.
He was considered for the fourth Doctor.
Oh, no shit.
He actually interviewed for it. He never got very far, but they talked to him about it. And he was a Marine, I think, in World War II. He was a soldier. Like, that bit that he talks about how he never killed anyone, that is a real thing from World War II that he did in life and talked about.
Oh, wow.
That he was very proud that he served, but he was also, like, very proud that he never had to kill anybody.
Wow.
So they worked that in. But he's like, yeah, I was a Marine, so I can, like, fight and do action scenes and punch. And they were like, no, the Doctor never gets into a fight. And he's like, okay, well, I guess I messed that interview up. And then he's watching later on, and Tom Baker punches someone, and he's like, hey! Like,
you jerks, I can punch.
I could have done that.
I give up. I can't find it. This is what I get for not doing my full research before I talk. David Tennant uses a squirt gun several times.
That's true.
Yeah.
You never answered. What is the scene that you particularly like? What was a very good Who scene for you here?
I honestly liked the regeneration, because I like the switching back and forth. I actually thought that was like one of the coolest parts, just because. I mean, yes, it was oddly timed, but like the regeneration visually itself, I thought was pretty cool, especially for mid-90s.
There was something fun about old school Doctor Who because they didn't have a standard this is how regenerations look. So
Right.
each one was
It was different.
unique.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like glowing energy stuff.
Glowing and exploding in pain.
Although Matt Smith didn't really do that.
That's true.
There was just like a quick flash and suddenly he was Capaldi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of already started off talking about how good this fucking TARDIS is, too.
I mean, yeah. The TARDIS is...
It's a
the
really good TARDIS.
I thought the TARDIS key was kind of interesting because it's a weird little, like... It doesn't look like a regular Earth key, which is kind of fun, as opposed to, you know, when they give off TARDIS keys.
It's
Which
just
in
like
the Davies era, he does left and right. Like, he just...
Oh, he's just tossing keys. Just being like, it's like Oprah with keys.
You want a
You
key?
get a key and you get a key.
Here's a big moment. It's a key. Which I did love that Donna was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Going now. But it just had that little bit of alien to it.
Yeah, it wasn't just like a normal key.
Oh, this is the first time that they had used the sonic screwdriver in like 20 years.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
5, 6, and 7 didn't use the sonic ever, other than when we see 7 use it in this. Because they didn't want him to have a magic wand. They were like, it solves too many problems to just have the sonic. And they're not wrong, but I don't know. It was just kind of fun of like that. Apparently McCoy talked about how he used it wrong and they had to like blur something because he was holding the toy backwards.
Oh, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Who knows? Like he's never had to do it before.
Right. That's funny.
I feel
like
like
his
the
Sonic.
Sonic has enough limitations, so it's not totally a magic wand. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, it's mostly its limitation is you can't attack with it and it doesn't work on wood.
wood.
Which is just the ongoing
Sure, like, okay, Green
joke.
Lantern.
Yeah. Fine, Alan Scott, get your shit together.
They did do a novelization of this that apparently tries to fix some of the weird plot holes. I'm so curious about whether it makes it any better or not. Like, not that I hate this, but like, it's not great.
No.
I mean, there's lots of holes.
Yeah.
And then they immediately after did a novel called The 8 Doctors that is the guy who wrote that fucking hated this movie,
Oh, shit.
but he did like Paul McGann's Doctor, so you
That's
know, like
fair.
a lot of people.
Right.
So he immediately has the Doctor again lose all of his memory
Oh.
and has to travel, and he ends up meeting different doctors
Okay.
and like will get his memories from one back after he like has his little adventure with one. At least that's how I like.
That's
I've never been
kinda
able to track
cool.
it down because turns out any Doctor Who book from the 90s is a just nightmare to track down anymore because ownership and publishing rights have changed hands so many times. There's one book called Lung Barrow that was supposed to cover a lot of like background stuff they wanted to do with Doctor Who before it got canceled. I found it for free to like read online, thank God, but like it was like the cheapest copy I found was like $150 and it was a cheap paperback. Like
Wow.
fandom collecting sometimes works against us if
Yeah.
we're being honest here.
It does.
I'm trying to think if I really have anything else to say about it, though, but I just keep thinking, like, oh, watching this kind of has me geared up to just go, like, watch other Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to watching more Doctor Who. I need to get caught up still on Flux. I only watched like the first episode of that. The most recent season.
Yeah, I need to get caught up on that too.
Yeah, I think I'm still 2.5 seasons back, so.
So you've not seen most of Jodie yet.
No, I've not seen
You've
most
got
of
some
Jodie
fun
yet.
coming
Yeah.
up then.
Yeah, she is fun.
I mean, as we talked about with our last one, I don't think Jodie's season is the seasons or run is the strongest Doctor Who has ever been, but like it's good.
Yeah.
I do
and
think-
she's a great doctor.
No, and it hasn't had the lows that some. I mean, fear her. You and I have talked about this. Or
Yeah.
like,
Oof, you're her so bad.
He's so bad.
I do think before I go hard into Jodie again, though, that I'm going to at least rewatch Capaldi's last season.
Oh, it was so good.
Capaldi's last season. I mean, I'm sure I've said this about 20 times now. Is probably my favorite season of Doctor Who overall.
Yeah, I would.
Doctor Who
Probably
turns
agree with
60 next year, so that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. Capaldi's last season. Yeah.
I also really want to rewatch the 50th anniversary.
I
Oh,
did
that one's
recently.
excellent.
It
It's
holds
so
up
good.
extremely
Yeah,
well.
I watched it recently. It's phenomenal. I mean, honestly, that last scene with Tom Baker and Matt Smith is just give me that. Like, give me more of that. and I would be happy.
Apparently, they've had to deny multiple times that Hugh Grant is going to be the Doctor next. That rumor started up again. And he was considered, like, it was going to be pretty much him or Eccleston, and he turned it down. And then watched Eccleston's season and was like, oh, damn. Multiple people have talked about turning down the Doctor and being like,
and then regretted it.
I made a mistake.
Fun thing, 2 weeks ago on Fried Squirms, we covered a movie starring Hugh Grant and Peter Capaldi.
Ooh, what movie?
Lair of the White Worm, based on a Bram Stoker novel.
Oh, okay.
Made by Ken Russell, who did Tommy. Like The Who's Tommy.
Oh.
Ken Russell's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a wild movie.
Do we have any last thoughts before we go into recommendations? Go in, watch it. Do not watch this if you have not seen a decent amount of Doctor Who.
I guess I have one other question.
Go ahead.
Where do you guys rank this outfit amongst the Doctor Who? Since they all have such an iconic look.
I gotta say, I like the outfit. It looks like something you would find in the back of like a high school drama closet. But that's why I like it. Because it's just ridiculous. And he looks, it's like... Yeah, it looks like a bad costume, but it works because of that, I think. And it just kind of adds to his camp.
Because I like the other costume he wears so much more.
The one in Night of the Falcon?
Yes, the one in Night.
Well,
that it kind of bugs
amazing.
me. But also, I don't have a problem with the costume. I don't like the wig that he's wearing very much in it. The long hair that's a wig. I do like his shorter hair, which is weird because I usually like long hair. But like,
wait, was it actually a wig?
Yeah, it was a wig. It was a wig.
Oh, okay.
He did not want to wear it either.
That explains
he
why
wanted to be the first bald Doctor, and he had shaved his head for a different role that he had, just like the year before.
He wanted him to have hair.
But like the hair he has,
I knew it didn't move, so I was like, is it a wig? Is it just a lot of hairspray? But it's a wig.
It was the 90s. Either one was possible.
And it limited what he could do, because apparently if he moved his forehead too much, you could see the seam.
Oh, no. I think it's fine. As I said, I think he's better with the shorter hair. It's just his hair. Like, it just... I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say...
Solid it's standard Doctor. It's not, Tom Baker's scarf, although really the scarf is the part of Tom Baker's outfit that, like...
Does it.
Sticks.
Oh, yeah.
I actually like Colin Baker's rainbow jacket more than most people do, but I also, myself, like to wear every color at once if I can, so I like it more than Colin Baker liked it, who did not like his...
It's definitely not even close to the same. It kind of reminds me almost like a happier version of Pertwee.
Okay.
Capaldi's looked a lot like Pertwee's.
Right. I mean, Capaldi's is my favorite look. Capaldi's is.
I feel like that was intentional, wasn't it?
Especially later Capaldi, where he's a little more relaxed about it.
I like the later ones, like his outfit in like the last season.
Capaldi's first season in general was trying a little hard.
It was. And then once he chilled out a little and like kind of relaxed into it, that's when it got really good.
But I like this more than Davidson.
Yeah. Davidson's fine.
Yeah.
If you're going to compare Davidson to anyone else, it's Jodie, and I think Jodie wears it better.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I was like, the color palette.
All of the Doctors, well, not all of them, but I mean, Matt Smith kind of ties into Troughton a little bit of similar designs. I think Smith's first costume is his best.
Definitely.
Although his I am sadder now and I'm wearing a little more formal clothes does look good and it does fit. This is an older version of 11 than we have seen before.
Yeah.
The weird thing I run into with Smith's is that it doesn't seem like a Doctor costume. It seems just like something Smith would wear.
That I actually do agree with that 100%.
See, that's David Tennant for me.
I feel the same way about David Tennant, yeah.
Which is funny because Eccleston's is the one that looks like someone would just...
Put it on?
Yeah, because
his is just like jeans and a leather jacket and a t-shirt.
And a jumper, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it works, though, because it's so against what we normally see from the Doctor that it makes it iconic in its own right.
And and 9 is so much just like trying to recover from stuff that he's kind of just existing in some ways. That makes
Right? He's like, fuck you guys. I'm just going to choose something from my closet.
right.
And Capaldi just wanted to look good. I think he's like, no, I don't want this stupid bow tie. I want.
Well, and Capaldi, like in his first one, has that like it's like red velvet on the inside, and it's almost a little capish, and he wears it, and it looks real good. But I think, and he helped choose it because
Yes, he did.
Moffat was pretty clear of like he wasn't always the best at picking the doctor's outfit. So the clothing people
Capaldi
and
had
the
like
actor,
a clear vision in his head of what he wanted.
the Capaldi, so the actor and the clothing department would come together to figure something out, and that's how it worked best. But I feel like Capaldi did the season in that one and was like, I want something a little more comfortable for this. Like now that, and it makes sense because Capaldi's doctor spent the whole first time being like, I am the doctor and I will prove and I will be like everything the doctor needs to be. And then after his absolutely brilliant, I'm not a good man, I'm not a bad man speech, he
Fantastic.
chills the hell out because he's an idiot in a box.
Yep.
Passing through. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I want to, though.
Because it's so good.
It's so good. Cece makes fun of me because I'll watch Doctor Who clips on YouTube and I just cycle through, like, Capaldi's best speeches.
There's a lot of
They're
them.
so good! But, and after that, his doctor chilled out. I do think, to get back to your original, this is a very good launching costume for McGann.
Yes.
And I do like how the costumes, other than, like, Tennant and Eccleston, kind of evolve over time. At least the ones that like stay long enough to do that.
So it kind of, on that, I think it feels like it makes sense that his ended where like
yes,
you know,
exactly. Like
the projection of it makes sense.
here's the start, and here is where I have become much more settled into who I am. Baker did that too. He went from a like his the costume that we think of. Well, towards the end, it was a much more kind of like scarlet and browns instead of the much more varied.
Yeah.
And I think even the scarf, like he had the long scarf, but I think the colors changed slightly. Don't quote me on that one. I've been wrong on like 4 things already this episode.
Yeah. I think it's solid mid-tier for me. I don't know who necessarily I'd rank below it, but I know that it's definitely not my least favorite. So.
Yeah, no.
Hartnell, probably. And there's
Hartnell
nothing
is
wrong.
fine.
There's nothing
Hartnell's works
wrong.
for Hartnell, but it doesn't stick out in any way.
No, it's just whatever.
Troughton, relatively low. It works really well. He's almost
Troughton's
works.
hair bugs me more than...
Oh,
Let the Beatles
it
cut?
bothers me so
Oh,
much.
I love the
I
Beatles.
think
I'm
of the,
going to fight you on that one.
I think of the Three Stooges for some reason.
Yes.
I
Thank
don't
you.
think of the Beatles.
I
I
can
think of
see
the
it.
Three Stooges. Yeah.
I do like Davies pointed out that like the Doctor kind of follows fashion trends in ways that people didn't really notice. I mean, the Beatles were big when Troughton was on the air, and he's got a Beatles cut.
Yeah.
It's also a Three Stooges cut, but like early Beatles,
Who were also popular.
freaking Pertwee dresses like goddamn Jimi Hendrix.
That's actually a very valid point. He does. Yeah.
4 is very bohemian. 5 is kind of like that post-hippie
Yeah.
freedom moment. 6 is just wild, but like it was the 80s. Like no one was
Oh, it
making
was the
good
80s.
choices.
It didn't matter. Yeah.
McCoy's second costume, when he's not wearing nearly as many question marks on it, but is
I
like
love
is
the
very
question marks.
McCoy didn't.
Really? He hated it.
He did. He wanted that kind of like darker,
Yeah.
which I think fits him a little better. But
Look, it's better than him showing up in an entire movie with shit on his head.
holding grudges on The Hobbit, I see. Okay,
Maybe a little bit.
do we have any recommendations? I'm going to go then, because you guys are both gave me the look. I'm just going to go, and I know I've said this before, but go check out the Paul McGann Doctor Who audio episodes. There are several of them. There's a whole season's worth on Spotify for free.
Oh, shit.
I listened to the first ones. Literally just look up Doctor Who, and under artists there'll be Doctor Who, and there's a bunch from a lot of different doctors, but like I'm gonna say the Paul McGann ones in particular because this is the Paul McGann episode.
I already talked about it, but I'm going to recommend Murderville. 'Cause,
Murderville?
yeah,
Fun.
it's a lot of... There was one little bit of it that I forgot to explain. Like, that's all. At the end of it, it's kind of a game show, but there's no real prizes because, like, they're all fucking
Just
celebs and
seeing
shit
if they
anyway.
Yeah.
solve
But
them.
they do have to, like, try to guess who solved the crime at the end, and there is a correct answer and a wrong answer, and as they go through the different scenes, like, there are clues that are being given and stuff, so it's just kind of fun to see if they get it or not. So
Cool. I am going to recommend Gentleman Jack.
Ooh, you've been selling me on that show
And
too.
season 2 starts April 10th.
Wow, they put a long time between those seasons.
I think COVID messed up a lot of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because they were supposed to start filming in mid-2020, so. But yeah, so that comes out, and that show's absolutely amazing.
It's about a Victorian era lesbian. Just
Yep.
a real quick of explanation.
Yeah, 1840s.
Real
lesbian.
woman too. Fucking
Real
baller.
woman. Yep. They found her diary, and she had a whole code. She wrote in code. She made a code about all her like lesbian escapades, which is kind of cool.
My favorite part of the code is when she said kisses, she meant orgasms.
Yes, she did.
So she
And
was
she
like,
would note like 4 kisses. Be like, all right.
and you're like, good job, girl. And then you realize it and you're like, good job, girl. Like,
Yeah. High five to you.
that's awesome. I think I had heard mention of that show before, but I didn't know quite what it was about.
I
So.
can't
it's-
think of
it's
her
good.
name. Gentleman Jack was like her local nickname because she just was a force of
Right.
fucking
Ann
nature.
Lister.
Thank you. They've done a couple shows on Ann Lister
They
over
have.
the years, but I think this is like one of the highest regarded ones.
And Sir Ann Jones, she plays her. She's just
She was
amazing.
on Doctor Who, wasn't she?
I don't know.
I recognize the
See
name,
that-
so I assume Doctor
If,
Who. But
like
that's what
dream crossovers,
Yeah,
I
fair
feel
enough.
like if Jodie's doctor would meet Gentleman Jack, I would.
Yaz would be very jealous.
Yaz would be jealous, or maybe the doctor would be jealous because Yaz would just go after Gentleman Jack. But that would be a whole
Either way,
series, and I
I'm
would
sure
be here
there's
for
fan
it.
fiction if you want to go look for it. Like,
I should just write my own.
I am gonna look up her filmography right now because we've been talking so much Doctor Who. I'm curious. She shows up in Sarah Jane Adventures 2 episodes.
that's where
That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, no wonder she's recognizable. She shows up in a Doctor episode. She's in the fucking Doctor's wife.
Oh!
Yes, she is.
She is the TARDIS girl? Woman?
She is.
She's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's big and... Ooh, she's great.
She's
great.
fantastic.
God, that was such a good episode.
Neil
Oh, it's
Gaiman
an
right there
amazing
for you.
Mm-hmm.
As much as Heidi's our person, when it comes time to do that episode, which we will, I might have to pull in Cece for her Neil Gaiman love.
That's fair.
We can do both. We can
Yeah.
have multiple.
Yeah, totally.
But next time we will be covering Our Flag Means Death, because that's what the coin flip we did on the break tells us we're doing, and also because it is awesome, as you heard from our earlier stuff.
And that's going to make you finish it. Not that you weren't going
I was
to.
going to tonight anyways. Like,
were going
literally
to
my
tonight.
plan is
But now it's also
Hell,
homework.
That's the pirates, right?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, cool.
Queer Pirates.
Queer pirates. I'm here for it.
It's a lot of them. And just like, it's cool.
No, you would like it. The first
Alright.
few episodes are a little slow, but they're like good and
Is
they
that
get
HBO?
better. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can, the first few you can tell they're building and
That's fair.
building. And then when Blackbeard comes in, that's when it really, like, the show takes off. And all the things that most comedies play for comedic subtext just becomes text.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
All right.
But that's next time. Heidi, thank you for joining us as
Yes,
always.
thank you. This was fun.
I'm sure we'll see you again. In the meantime, this is General Nerdery. We're your generals of nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
Hi, everybody. General Tyler here. If you like the show, please hit subscribe however you're listening to us right now. Also, if you could rate and review us however you're listening to us right now, or preferably over at Apple Podcasts, we would super appreciate it, as the whole world is ran on algorithms, and we want to be all up in them, getting our voice out to more places. Also, tell your friends. We always appreciate that. If you want to get in contact with us, ask us questions, give us comments, email us, generalnerderypod@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.generalnerdcast.com. While you're there, check out all of our back catalog, or click the links up at the top, as we are part of the Earworm Podcast Network. Go check out all of our sister shows. We're involved with most of them, so if you already like listening to us talk, it might be in your best interest. And if you want to check out everything from the network, head over to earworm.com, EARVVYRM.com. We'd super appreciate it. Love you all. Have a good one.